We're ramping drybacks up this week. Push too hard, you stress the plant past peak. Too soft, you leave density on the table. Here's how we're dialing it in.
Day 44. Still looking at the Aloha sugar. Probably will try to film this bench until the end just because it's so nice. Really giving super boof vibes the way it's throwing down. This plant loves to pray. It loves to yield. It's got insane frost content. So let's talk about it. From this point on, all we're doing, managing drybacks, managing EC, managing environment. Hit the correct set points and your plants are gonna swell and finish perfectly. Plenty of airflow down there, plenty of light penetration. This plant with under canopies would be ungodly big. Lance, starting to show a little senescence. We're getting deeper in flower. Still looks good. Nug's almost starting to frost up a little bit. That's a temperature differential. You're seeing some color. That's what we want. We'll check back in on this room at the end of the week. Today is Monday, day 44. We'll check back in on Friday around day 49. Day 48, Aloha sugar starting to turn into some serious hammers. This is exactly what we want. Really nice swell. This strain comes on late. Today is Friday. We're gonna chop this room 14 days from now in 2 Fridays. So that also means I'm gonna start to transition this crop. First step is to turn on the fade formula. So I'm gonna drop the EC and add the fade instead of the bloom. Instead of the core. Then I'm gonna switch up the irrigation strategy. We're gonna start to let this dry back a little more. That's gonna help us ripen our crop. It's still got a decent amount of swelling to do, so we don't wanna push drybacks too far. Another thing we need to watch is we need to watch how fast the EC is or isn't going to stack. With the reduced input EC going from a 3.0 to a 1.8, this really helps keep it down. But when you increase the dryback, you're also likely to increase the EC. Other things we're doing, we're dropping temps, we're dropping CO2 levels, and dropping humidity. So all those things together. Oh, the last thing is we're dropping light levels. I couldn't think of it for a second. Dropping the light levels will also help slow back the dryback and reduce the EC from stacking too high. But we're gonna keep taping this crop right to the end. Got a lot of new viewers here. Thanks for watching.
We're looking at a week 7 graph. You can see where my cursor is. That's day 42. And not really much has changed from week 6. These weeks, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's all about consistency. It's about watching the dryback and making sure you're staying in range. So our purple line, that's our total dryback. It's not completely straight across, but it's pretty close to straight across. You know, drying back 32%, 32%, 33%, and you can see these dips on the blue line. It's at a 36 and a 39. That's perfect. That's our bulk window, right? So this is with 5 P2 shots that are all 1.5 hours apart after our P1 shot. You can see our EC at peak saturation is anywhere from a 4 to a 4.6. It's getting a little lower in the week. This is probably me pushing a little more runoff, maybe running a flush. This is kind of more where we like to see it, 3.5 to 4. But this is the last day of getting our regular 3.0 formula. So next week's graph, first things first is we're going to be putting a lower input EC into the plant, and we're going to drop some of these P2 shots today. I'm probably going to drop 1 or 2 of these P2 shots for week 8, and then for week 9 I'll drop an additional 1 or 2. I always like to leave at least 1 shot on there because the plants really do start to dry back hard, and you got to watch the EC stacking. If the EC does start to stack when we drop the P2 shots, that's when we just increase P1 volume to keep our runoff EC in check. 7 graph pulled off our Agrotech environmental sensors. So a couple things that jump out to me. I'm looking down in this left-hand corner. Average temperature 73 degrees. So you can see during the day we're at like 77. At night we're closer to 68. So we're pushing temperatures down, and we have a pretty good temperature differential. Humidity is pretty low with an average of 61%. We're going to go even lower, closer to 50 in these final 2 weeks. You really want to be careful with humidity late in flower, especially when you're growing big colas like that Aloha sugar. You don't want to invite any pathogens or get botrytis or anything like that. So keeping the humidity low, keeping the fans high, and making sure there's airflow on all 4 benches is key. Other things I see, the CO2 has dropped down. We're at an average of 1,000. This will continue to drop in the next 2 weeks, more significantly even than this. And from this point on, it's all about just tapering down. We'll taper down the lights, we'll taper down the temperature, taper down the humidity and the CO2, and really just let this crop finish up good. Our environmentals are a huge factor in that. So we just want to keep everything nice and steady. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you tune in for the next one. See you soon. If you like this video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment any questions you have. Share this to your friends. Check out my other videos I'm making. I'm making a whole grow series from clone to harvest. Then we'll get into how to actually harvest, how to hang, how to dry it, how to cure it, how to trim it. And from there, we're going to dive into other topics that people want to hear about. So stick around for more, and thank you for watching.